Could I have everyone's attention, please? Hope everyone enjoyed their fine lunch. Thank you, AFTAB and the Palm Springs Hilton staff again for that. Welcome, citizens of Palm Springs. I'm Dan Jessup, the president of the Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the State of the City address. A couple housekeeping items I'd like to just go over. One, please make sure your cell phone is on vibrate or turned off. Second, on your table in front of you, you have some cards. It's your opportunity to ask some questions of Mayor Steve Pougnet after his speech. So please take advantage of that question and answer opportunity. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the man we're all here to listen to. I believe it's his fourth State of the City address. Mayor, please welcome, let's give a warm Chamber of Commerce welcome to Mayor Steve Pougnet.
I got to clear all these notes out from up here. And a special thanks to Dan and, of course, the Chamber. And, of course, for everybody that is here today. I've got two mics. I've got the mic here, and I've got a walking mic. So, as you all know, I may certainly run around the stage a little bit. I also want to thank Desert Regional. I'm sitting with Carol Lee Soul. They are our lead sponsor for the Chamber at this event, so thank you very, very much. Of course, Dan mentioned the City Council, but of course, I do not do this alone. It's my four colleagues that I work with, so Mayor Pro Tem Weigel, Councilman Hutchison, Councilwoman Fote, and Councilmember Mr. Mills. Thank you for all of your support as well during the past year. And of course, we can't do what we do without the staff. So David Reddy and I think Tom Wilson and a lot of folks from the city, and of course, Martha Edgman. Where are you, Martha? Because if you call my office, you know. And then, of course, we've got some special folks here. We've got members of our police department, our fire department, our general unit, and MAPS. And these are the folks that are on the ground every single day working on behalf of our city. So thank you all for being here very, very much. I apologize, Josh, I forgot your last name, but Josh from Senator Emerson's office is here. Jackie Lopez from Assemblyman Manny Perez's office is here. And a special thanks to Mark Trost from Congresswoman Mary Bono Mack's office is here today. So thank you for all attending. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. This is, as Dan mentioned, my fourth speech. The one thing that I have never done is used a teleprompter. I've never read a speech. I've never used a PowerPoint, but we're going to have a little PowerPoint presentation today. The 5 topics of the speech are going to be the county's proposed detention center and give you a thorough review of why the city of Palm Springs and many, many of you in this room oppose that detention center. That's going to be number 1. I know a lot of you thought Fashion Plaza might be number 1, but we're going to talk about Fashion Plaza second. And then third, we're going to talk about our innovation hub and sustainability initiatives that we've been talking about for 4 years. Then, of course, we'll have a brief little update on the budget, because as Dan mentioned, things are getting better, and we have the numbers to prove that things definitely are getting a little bit better here in the city of Palm Springs. And then we will talk in closing with you know, a lot of the things that have happened and things that are going to happen in 2011. And as I begin the speech on the detention center, I want to first point out, on behalf of my colleagues, we have the utmost respect for the supervisors of this county, all 5 of them. 5 supervisory districts, not easy jobs. Their budget deficits are greater than a lot of the other cities. And so we have a great deal of admiration, especially the 2 that are in the city of Palm Springs, Supervisor Ashley and Supervisor Benoit. We all have the greatest amount of respect for our sheriff, Stan Sniff, and for all the work that they do. But as I start this presentation, I want you to know that the city of Palm Springs, for many of the reasons that I'm going to point out, strongly opposes the location of this detention center at the entrance to a world-class, multi-billion-dollar industry. And in a county that is 7,000 or 8,000 square miles, there must be another site. So if this works appropriately, I am going to give you a little presentation on the jail. 7,200 inmates. How did we get here? How did we get here? In 2005, the county commissioned a correctional facilities master plan. They identified the need for 2,283 additional jail beds. There is nobody in this room, nobody at the city council that opposes the need for more beds to put bad people away. We don't at all. However, we think their method is not the right method. Those original beds were going to be where there are current courthouses, and you'll probably hear me say that a lot. They're going to expand in Riverside, 1,600 beds, and they're going to expand in Indio with 683 additional beds. That plan was abandoned. At the time, Sheriff Doyle came up with this hub jail, this master jail of 7,200 inmates. The first one was proposed along the I-215 corridor. Other sites, and you'll see this by the county dump, there are 3 alternative sites. Over the course of time, Palm Springs, the entrance to our valley, became the #1 site. That's how we got there. So where is the jail? It is just west, as you can see, of the 111 in the I-10 corridor. So it is right at the entrance. We are all used to coming in to Palm Springs, and we know that the clouds hang over the San Gorgonio Pass, and you're looking at the sunshine. We don't want to tell people to take a right at the jail to come in to Palm Springs. Next slide. It is directly on the freeway. There have been a lot of stories that said, oh, it's back into the mountains, back into the Louisville fan. It is not. It is on the freeway. It is 140 acres. It has its own sewage plant. For those who say you can't see it, there are 18 proposed housing units that are all almost 60 feet tall on the highway. At one point, a comment was made, we'll landscape so you won't see those 18 60-foot facilities with trees where that is one of the windiest corridors in the entire country. You will see these units at build out, period. It's at about a 4 or 5 degree slope as well. You will see the transportation issues that come with it, which are the prison buses. They will be everywhere. The county has 8 different gang task force regions. We are one. Coachella Valley is one. The other 7 are where the majority of the criminals are. Of course, that is to the west of the Coachella Valley. There is no doubt with the concentration of more gang members here in the valley, absolutely no doubt that there will be expanded gang activity here in Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, and throughout the Coachella Valley. From the county's own, and this concerns me, from the county's own report, this jail at build out will have 150,000 visitors. That is 600 a day. 600 a day. Now, no, are all those visitors bad folks? Of course they're not. Is there a percent of those folks visiting their friends in the detention center that are bad folks? Absolutely. Absolutely no doubt. The county made some assumptions in their report. Just talked about the visitors. Each jail visitor would fit the profile of a typical tourist. That income would be $79,000 a year. higher than average education. Each would spend 0.97 nights in a hotel room. Now, when people come to the courthouses or to the detention centers of Riverside County, I'll ask you this question. When you go to Riverside, do you stay the night? No, you drive home. So people are not going to be coming here and staying in hotels in Palm Springs to pump up our economy. Just not, can't happen. Each would spend $79 per person day, and they projected that this would be a $20 million boost to our economy. Of course, the Palm Springs Hospitality Association has gotten very, very involved, and we decided to commission our own study. And in some of our investigations report, of course, the median income, which of course you shouldn't, I know you kind of laughed about the last slide, you should not be comparing a visitor to a tourist who does have about an $80,000 average income. It should be to the average citizen in the valley, and that average citizen has $57,000 median income. And of course, I think you could surmise that inmate families probably have even lower incomes than the average income in the county. Obviously, very highly unlikely they're going to spend nights in Palm Springs or surrounding hotels. And of course, it didn't take into account for any risk to any negative publicity to a worldwide brand in a multi-billion-dollar industry, what one incident could do to all of us here in the Coachella Valley. Oh, sorry, I forgot that slide, so I'm ahead of you. See, that's why I don't do PowerPoints very often. So, where are we today? We just had, and I've got to thank, I know I saw Judy Vossler here, I know there's many folks from the CVA and the hoteliers. We had a big meeting. 2 weeks ago at the CVA. It was really the first time that not just the hospitality industry, but individuals from Palm Springs and from Indian Wells, from Cathedral City, from La Quinta, about 200 folks showed up at the CVA meeting. Because it was the first time, the first public hearing, and no, it wasn't a public hearing, people had a chance to come voice their opinions. Part of the economic study that the county delivered was the jail is a gold mine. And I'm here to say, if it's such an economic boost and it is such a gold mine, why isn't there any other city clamoring for this in the entire county? There is not one. People say, isn't there land if you keep going further east? Yes. I don't see any other cities that are interested in housing the jail. So I don't see it, obviously, as a gold mine, or other cities certainly would be interested in having the jail. I mentioned the courthouses. We're 20 to 25% of the county's population. We'll be housing and importing about 70% of the criminals. I don't think that's a little bit more than our fair share. There are other jails are in, of course, Banning, Riverside, Marietta, Temecula, Indio, and Blythe. So draw a triangle, which we call the Justice Center Triangle. These are where the gang members live. This is where the courthouses are. Remember, these folks have a lot of hearings. So you want to be close to your courthouse. This facility, in Palm Springs entrance is not have a courthouse. So we believe, and where some of the alternative sites were, the most economic, feasible sense to put, if you're going to put a $500 million jail, is within this corridor. That is the most likely place, and that's where 3 of the other sites were.